Greetings everyone and welcome to another exciting, thrill-packed DVD update video. Yes, it's all DVDs this time because this time around we're going to take a look at some TV shows that I picked up recently. And, well, what can I say? They're not on Blu-ray, so DVD it is. So, yeah, TV shows on DVD today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. First off, as you know, I recently caught this collection up, and I've been trying to stay up to date on it. Picked up Season 9 of Trailer Park Boys. Yes, a little less stable. Yeah. So, the boys from Geeky and I have been watching all of the Trailer Park Boys seasons, starting from Season 1. We're currently in the middle of Season 7, so we're getting up to the recent ones that none of us have seen yet, so we're actually really looking forward to it. This is pretty cool, nice little special edition. Got, 2 discs there. It's, I think it's 8 episodes, if I remember correctly. Something like that. Yeah, anyway, they're really short seasons, so needless to say, we've been blowing through them pretty quickly. This one includes the usual assortment of bloopers and outtakes, but also includes Live in fucking Dublin, which was a live special they did a while back. Yeah, it would be really nice if they'd start putting the new ones out on Blu-ray, because they do actually film them in high definition now, and have for a while. I think since like Season 6 or 7, they've been doing them in high def. The movies are all in high def. The specials are in high def. It'd be nice to have the show in high def as well. So, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's crumbs on my shelf. It's bits of my shelf, actually. Bits of my shelf on my shelf. Alright, next up, I had Season 1 of this, the original Sony release of Season 1. They stopped doing them after a few seasons, as often happens with TV show releases, and then good old Shout Factory picked it up, and not wasting any time, they immediately put out a complete series set of this particular show, and then have since released the individual seasons as well, picking up where Sony left off. So I really, I always really liked this show. My parents were really into it as a kid. I saw it quite a bit growing up. Was obviously too young to really appreciate a lot of the humor in it. I definitely enjoy it more now, being an adult and getting a lot more of the jokes and whatnot. And just a great show. Ranks right up there with the best of the sitcoms of the 70s. Got Barney Miller, the complete series. Yes. So, I do enjoy some cop drama. Well, by the same token, I enjoy some cop comedy. So this one is kind of like the MASH of cop comedy shows. It's mostly played for laughs, but there is some good, proper drama in there, and some heartfelt moments and stuff. Really, really great show. So anyway, Amazon had a one-day special on this, where the complete series usually goes for, I don't know, about $170, something like that. It's not cheap. Amazon.ca had a one-day sale where they were offering this for $47. Yeah, could not pass that deal up. It was a little outside the budget that week, but I thought, you know what, this is never going to come along again, and I really want this set, so picked it up, and I've just been marathoning the crap out of this. I'm about halfway through Season 2, I guess. I marathoned the first season and about the first half of the second season, but kind of enjoying this as part of my late night viewing before bed. But just a great show. Really, really nice. I might do a closer look at this set at some point, because I like to do the big box sets. So this includes all 8 seasons of Barney Miller, and also includes the first season of Fish, which was the short-lived spin-off series. They did 2 seasons of Fish. It would have been nice if they'd included Season 2 as well. It didn't last very long. But the first season is particularly important to have because it actually intertwines with Barney Miller quite a bit. Abe Vigoda, who plays Detective Fish, was on both Barney Miller and Fish at the time, so he was actually doing double duty on 2 sitcoms simultaneously that year. So that's pretty cool. And then the second season, he was just entirely on his own show and not on Barney Miller anymore. And yeah, so some pretty good TV shows, good stuff. Oh, you're wondering why am I wearing this? Well, I might have picked up a couple new Doctor Who DVDs. Want to see them? Okay. Just a couple, just a few. I got a few more Doctor Who's for the collection. So, what do we have here? Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Let's go through them in chronological order, shall we? All right. First off, I picked up the original release of Tomb of the Cybermen. Those of you who followed my Doctor Who disambiguations and updates over the past couple years will know that I have the special edition version of this. But I wanted to get the original version because it actually includes a pretty sizable extra that was not ported over to the special edition. Specifically a half-hour featurette called Tomb Watch, which is an archival one from 1992, I guess it was, when they originally rediscovered Tomb of the Cybermen, all 4 episodes. Prior to that, they were missing. And so anyway, Tomb Watch is like a convention appearance of, pretty much all the surviving cast and crew talking to fans and such at a special premiere screening of Tomb of the Cybermen after its rediscovery. So pretty cool extra to have. Needless to say, I think it's kind of an important one, so I didn't want it to be missing from the collection. So picked this up. Really good stuff. So now I have both versions of Tomb of the Cybermen. So I got the newer one, obviously, for the better quality remastering on the new extras, and then this one for the old featurette. Got it pretty cheap, too, considering it's a long out-of-print title and generally goes for collector's prices. I got this for like $15. It was used, but in pristine condition, so I really can't complain. Next up, picked up actually another Second Doctor adventure, the last one that I needed to complete my Second Doctor set and get completely up to date. Picked up the Ice Warriors. Now, the Ice Warriors is an incomplete story. It's a 6-part story, of which they have episodes 1, 4, 5, and 6. So, a while back they released a VHS video that had sort of a photo reconstruction, truncated reconstruction, about 15 minutes long, of episodes 2 and 3, using the original audio, obviously. This one includes that as a bonus, but also includes the missing episodes 2 and 3 in animated forms. They actually did animated versions of them, like complete, using the complete original audio tracks. And yeah, so pretty cool. And it's a 2-disc set loaded with extras, as you can see. Eventually, I'm going to do like individual reviews of every single one of the classic Doctor Who releases. Don't know when, but it will happen eventually. Probably going to sit down and start rewatching them from episode 1 and just kind of carry on through there and do them all chronologically. And the disambiguations will return, rest assured. Next up, the last of the Third Doctor special editions I needed. Picked up The Green Death, which is actually one of Rosie's favorite Third Doctor stories. She loves she kind of looks at the maggots like Pokemons, because she loves the part where they turn into flying insects. He says, "I love the evolvement of the maggots. It's so cool." She refers to it in Pokemon terms, which I thought was hilarious. But she really likes this story a lot. I have the PS2 set up in the bedroom, and the other day she was raiding the Doctor Who collection to find some Third Doctor stories to watch. So she grabbed that, the original release of The Green Death, and Invasion of the Dinosaurs, which is another one she really likes. So good stuff. My little Rosie's a big Third Doctor fan. So this is the special edition. The original release was a single disc set, including the show, like the 6-part story, and a bunch of extras on 1 disc. This is a 2-disc set, so it gives the actual story a little more room to breathe in terms of bitrate and quality, and second disc with a whole bunch of new extras on it. So pretty cool indeed. Next up, we have 4 to Doomsday, which was the very first story that Peter Davison filmed as the 5th Doctor, but the second one to air in his run. Chronologically, it occurs after Castrovalvo, which was his first story. So this is story number 118, and was a critical story, obviously, that I needed for the 5th Fifth Doctor collection. Not generally considered one of his better stories, but certainly important in the history of the show. Pretty cool extra on here. There's a 27-minute segment of original studio footage, like actual studio recording footage, like master footage of taken, which was from Peter Davison's very first day on the set. So you actually get to see his the very first things he ever did as the Doctor on tape, which is pretty cool. I was pretty impressed by that. I really like it when they include the studio footage and actual just raw behind the scenes footage, and you get to see like fly on the wall kind of look at how they would make the show, which is really, really cool. Next up I have Kinda, which is another one that I needed. This is the first appearance of the Mara, which was this sort of snake-like alien creature. And this one, I believe, it takes over Tegan. Yes, that's right. I haven't seen a lot of the Fifth Doctor stories since they were originally on PBS back in the day, so it's going to be cool going back and watching these again. So this is story number 119. Very, very cool. If you're wondering about these ones, Tomb of the Cybermen is story number 37. Ice Warriors is story number 39. And The Green Death is story number 69. 69, dude. Alright, then we have The Visitation. Yes, I will have a lot to say about this one when I eventually get around to doing a review of it, or possibly some kind of special video about it, because I actually have a book, Doctor Who, The Making of a Television Series, which is all about the making of this particular story. This is the one that they focused on in the book, and it has tons of behind the scenes photos and all kinds of stuff about the production of the show and just BBC shows in general, but mostly focusing on this story. Really good stuff. So The Visitation, this is a special edition. So this is a re-release version with lots of additional extras. Again, most of the special editions are 2-disc sets, so really cool. Lots of extras on the back there. I kind of thought they might include a PDF version of that old making of book, but alas, no dice there. Just see, how well can you see? Well, you can kind of see. Yeah, you can see them up there. All right. Anyway, next up we have story number 125, Snakedance. I do have all the ones in between, by the way. These are fills, ones that I needed to fill in the gaps in my Fifth Doctor collection. So this is actually a story that is a sequel to Kinda, in which the Mara returns. So pretty cool stuff. I vaguely remember at the time liking this one better than Kinda, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what I think nowadays. So once again, lots and lots of extras on there. Really good stuff. I got to say, the commentaries that Peter Davison participates in, he is just such a funny guy to listen to, which is really interesting to me because he played the Doctor fairly straight. But he is such a hilarious guy. Like, if you listen to the commentaries that he does for these, they are just a hoot to listen to, and I cannot possibly recommend them highly enough. Very, 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 very entertaining stuff. Then another special edition, we have story number 134, Resurrection of the Daleks. Really good Dalek story, this one, and introduces some characters that appear later on in the run as well. Very, very cool stuff. So, yeah, I remember really looking forward to this one at the time. Just this whole season in particular, this was from the 20th anniversary season, and they really pulled out all the stops for it. A lot of classic monsters returning and stuff like that. Just some really, really great stuff. The 5 Doctors special was that year. Then we have the Fifth Doctor's final story, and what many fans consider to be one of the all-time greatest, if not the all-time greatest stories of Doctor Who, The Caves of Androzani. And I have to agree, this is just a cracker of a story. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. It really keeps you on the edge of your seat. There's just this all-pervading sense of impending doom throughout the whole thing. Like, the Doctor's not getting out of this one alive. And it's great. And one of the things I always liked about this is most Doctor Who stories, there'll be some kind of thing that they're mistaken for or blamed for or whatever, or framed for. But at some point, they'll make friends with somebody on the, whatever situation they're in. Not in this one. In this one, it's like literally everybody in the entire freaking universe is out to get them, and he is just not making any friends. It's just the Doctor and Perry against everyone in the universe. Um, and yeah, it's just really, really good. I've always really liked this one a lot, and I can't wait to watch it again. Great stuff. Then, having finished off the 5th Doctor's era, we get into the 6th Doctor's era with his very first story, The Twin Dilemma. Kind of breaking from tradition, this one aired at the end of this season when, normally they would have the regeneration at the end of the season as the season finale, and then you wouldn't see the new Doctor fully in action until the beginning of the next season. Not so this time around. For whatever reason, they decided to have the 5th Doctor's last story as the second last story of the season, and the 6th Doctor's first story as the season finale. Don't know why. It's kind of a shame they did it that way because, quite frankly, the 6th Doctor's first story isn't one of his better stories. It's got its moments, but, it's not one of his better ones. So, that said, his first full season was fan-freaking-tastic. There are some great, great stories in here, starting with this one, where we've got Attack of the Cybermen. Now, this one was pretty controversial because it actually contains a scene in which the Doctor picks up a blaster and blasts a Cyberman to bits with it. Something you don't see the Doctor do very often. But in his defense, it was in self-defense. But, really, really good stuff. Polo Punch's Cyberman story. And we actually do see some characters returning in this who we previously saw in Resurrection of the Daleks the season before. So that's pretty cool. This is story, by the way, for one of the story numbers, Caves of Androzani is story number 134. Resurrection of the Daleks is story number 134. Caves of Androzani is story number 136. Story number 135 is Planet of Fire, in case you're wondering. Twin Dilemma is, of course, 137. Then we have Attack of the Cybermen, which is 138. And I'm kind of running out of room here, aren't I? Well, let's put this here and put this here. Put this here. Why are you not just using the music stand, Sean? Because all of these wouldn't fit on the frickin' music stand. That's why. All right, next up we have story number 139, Vengeance on Varos, special edition. Pretty cool story. This is definitely a fan favorite. Just really good. Very controversial at the time because it has some pretty intense torture scenes and such in it. Basically, part of it involves televised torture and executions and such for the amusement of the masses. So it was pretty controversial at the time. But really good stuff. Introduces Syl, who was a villain that recurred later. But really, really good story. This is, of course, the special edition, which has a ton of additional features. Really good. I got to say, I'm with the crowd that feels that Colin Baker really got shafted and was an excellent Doctor that really did not get the time that he deserved in the role. That's since been made up with the Big Finish audios, but we'll talk about that more another time, I think. Next up, we have story number 142. Yeah, I've got stories 140 and 141 elsewhere in the collection, up there somewhere. Yeah, you can't see them, but anyway, they're up there. Again, these were fills that I needed. So story number 142, Timelash, which guest stars Paul Darrow, who Blake 7 fans will of course remember as Avon. So this is his one and only appearance in Doctor Who. Very, very cool. I think he might have been in some of the audio adventures since, but this is his only television appearance in Doctor Who. Generally considered the weakest story of the season. But I don't know. I haven't seen it since it originally aired. I remember enjoying it at the time, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it holds up. And then last but most certainly not least, we have again another fan favorite, easily one of the darkest Dalek stories ever done in the classic era, if not the darkest story. We have Revelation. humans actually being forcibly turned into Daleks. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff in here. So this is story number 143. This was the finale of Colin Baker's first full season, and then after this, the show went on hiatus for like 18 months. Fans were outraged. They thought the series was canceled, and then eventually it came back for one more season with the Sixth Doctor, with the 14-part epic Trial of a Time Lord, which you may recall I picked up a while ago. So, yeah, and then that was it for the Sixth Doctor, unfortunately. So now, I am very, very close to having the complete classic Doctor Who series on DVD. It's been a long road. I've been building the collection for the past 2 years, but at this stage, all I need now is 9 more to complete the set, specifically the remaining 9 adventures that I need from the 7th Doctor's era. I've got the one and only 8th Doctor story. So yes, I just need 9 7th Doctor stories of the 12 that he did. I've got 3, so I need 9. And then I'll have all of them. I'll have every single story from the original, like every single existing story from the original classic series of Doctor Who. Pretty freaking awesome. And then commence the marathon, man. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, so good stuff. So needless to say, the Disambiguations will be returning very imminently. We're getting very, very close now. I'm just going to hold off a little bit longer just until I get those last 9 titles, and then we'll be off and running. So get those Patreon donations in, because they'll all go towards this stuff. There you go. Speaking of which, I'd like to extend a special thank you to my Patreon sponsors. Thank you, Patreon sponsors, especially my 2 highest level sponsors, Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, run by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger. Thank you very, very much, guys. Really appreciate the support. Hey, you know, if every single one of my subscribers contributed $1, just $1 each, I could do this all the time. I would just bombard you with videos constantly. You'd be so sick of me. You know you want it. Let's make it happen. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another exciting, thrill-packed DVD update video. Spit all over myself. Let's try that again. Packed.